have with us a new guest, a student from class 8 who is a keen on learning and actively participates in all co-curricular activities and is of course academically excellent. So let's welcome Asmita Singh of class 8.
Hello, Didi, and hello, everyone. I'm really delighted to be here and all set to conquer your questions.
All right, Asmita. So our today's topic of discussion is going to be social media. Where should the line be drawn when it comes to kids? So let's get started, shall we?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so my first question to you would be, do you have an account on social media?
I do have an account, but I'm not that active on it.
Okay, so you do have an account and we'll stick with that one.
Okay.
Okay, so my next question to you would be, do you think this account that you have on social media distracts you in any way?
Yes, certainly it distracts me, but I try to keep it short and to divert my mind to things that would be meaningful for me.
Of course, a little distraction is fine. It's a common thing. But what matters is that you try your best to
Yes.
keep it at its lowest. Okay, so let's get to the next question. What impact does it have on your classmates according to you?
See, as I see around my class, there are so many kids like my classmates. And there are some things that they watch and it adds something to their personality, which is definitely not good. So, in a way, if I try to address some of the issues here, I would definitely go on with the lack of concentration and focus, which hampers the studies a lot.
Right, a good point, I'd say. Okay, so my next question would be, what do you use social media for generally?
I use social media for influencing myself, and sometimes a little entertainment can also take a room.
Of course, a little entertainment is very necessary if you want to keep your life fun.
Yes.
How long do you use it on an average?
On an average, I would say I use it for 1 hour maybe, not more than that, because screen time balance should be there.
That's a strict screen time, I'd say. Okay. Do you think social media is more of a harmful thing or a helpful thing?
As every coin has two sides, social media has both its pros and cons. It depends on you how you utilize it. If you want something that would influence you and add something to your persona, you definitely go for things that would be meaningful. But on the other hand, if you are going through all the things that are worthless and would mean nothing to you, then I think they may prove to be harmful.
I completely agree. It totally depends on the person using the platform, not the platform itself.
Yes, indeed.
Right. Okay, so how does social media affect a person's focus on studies, their sleep, and their mood?
I heard a wonderful tip from social media itself that if you want to test your focus and concentration towards studies, then just imagine, or rather, don't imagine, you do it every day. Start scrolling for 2 3 minutes and take a pause anytime you feel like. And now try to recall what was the last third shot or last third video that you watched. You would be astonished that you won't be able to recall even the title of it. Why so? Because in the quest of finding the content that in a way entertains you, you forget what the other meaningful things you get in free. Talking about sleep, it does affect your circadian clock or cycle because there's a misconception that's prevalent that when you're not feeling drowsy, you should take your phone, start watching something, but in a way it harms you, your mental health, and both you intellectually and emotionally.
I'd have to say I also do that. But now that you've told me that we shouldn't, I'll try my best to keep it at the lowest.
When it comes to mood, what we see there on social media, it remains with us forever. So you should try to keep a check that the content that you watch shouldn't be tedious, but yes, a little sneak peeks allowed in mid can be permitted.
Right. Whatever you watch or see or you think, that's what you become. So it is a crucial point to monitor whatever content you're exposed to.
Of course.
Okay. So my next question to you would be, should parents monitor their children's social media accounts and usage?
I agree with the statements. Parents should monitor, but surveillance at a stretch is not good. And children knowing that whatever they do can be monitored or checked by their parents is a wonderful thing so that they don't or they cannot be exposed to something that would harm them in a way.
Right. A little control is necessary, of
Definitely.
course. Do you think there should be rules or limits on how young people use social media?
I would say yes, but the rules shouldn't be so strict. And if I talk about a few, the first and foremost would be content filtration, a rising concern these days. Second would be screen time balance, and definitely distraction eradication. That's the most crucial point.
Right. Because when people engage in social media, they forgot to socialize with the other people and their interactions become very less. So that affects
Yes,
their personality also and their mental health also.
indeed.
So screen time balance is a very crucial point, I'd say. I agree, completely agree with you. Okay. How can students use social media in a more positive and creative way? Because you yourself are a student, so I think you'll be able to answer that.
I think this question is really crucial and essential, that if you want to use or utilize social media in a positive way, then you can use the technique studytainment. Now, what's it? It is a blend of study and entertainment, because you need to remind yourself that whatever you learn with pleasure remains with you forever. So you should focus on learning life skills or even your lessons from the chapters with a bit of fun allowed. That would be really tremendous.
Right. We should use social media to enhance our skill sets, not to deteriorate that.
Yes.
Okay. Here's a fun one. If social media were a person, what kind of a student would it be? The topper, the gossip queen, or the backbencher?
Well, it depends. If you use social media, or if social media in a way develops you intellectually and emotionally and helps you in every sort of way you find difficult for studies, it's going to be the topper. If you use social media, or if social media often recommends you something that's futile or a waste of time, it's going to be the backbencher. And when it comes to spreading false rumors and falsehood, I would definitely go to say that it can be a gossip queen.
Right. A multi personality, we will
Yes.
conclude. Okay. So let's get to the last question. My last question would be, where should the line be drawn when it comes to social media and kids?
The line should be drawn on content filtration, because as we see the children at such tender age grow accustomed, or even something pops out accidentally which they shouldn't be exposed to. Screen time balance is a must, because sometimes when you forget about balancing your screen time, in a way you are sacrificing your time for other activities that is necessary for your overall development at this age. And the third would be, definitely, we all are oblivious, distractions. Distractions completely distract you from your aim. So I would say all these three things, in a way, makes you progress if you just prevent it or avoid it.
Right. Too much of anything is disastrous. So that is something everybody needs to keep in mind while they're using anything. And right, it distracts you from your studies because that is a complete waste of time if you ask me. Doom scrolling is a waste of time. If
Yes.
you're using it for enhancing your skill sets or finding out something that you're keen about or something you cannot come across, then it's a good point to use social media. So we can conclude that it has both aspects, negative and positive, and we should try to focus on the positive ones, as everybody says. So let's keep it till here, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.